Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Won't you vibe right now with me? It's my new intro. Peace. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Right now, man, in this zombie apocalypse, man. Like y'all all, everybody like these old Netflix. Matter of fact, this is like how could I call this? Is this ironic, double entendre, or oxymoronic? How like I was gonna say, like all my people who watch The Walking Dead, and how in essence, the show is called Walking Dead, and it's a Netflix series that makes you binge watch it like you're the actual Walking Dead. So that's funny how that, that dynamic works. Because matter of fact, that's what all Netflix, like the binge watching of series is to basically unplug y'all from y'all spirituality and, plug y'all into the matrix, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's good to enjoy shows and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a thin line between, enjoying what's going on if you can handle it, you know what I'm saying, and staying away from it if you can't, you know what I'm saying. But, it is made to plug you in and to make you a zombie. But I was just thinking about movies like Walking the Dead or any zombie movies where kind of like the personification, like where as a conscious person, amongst the egotistical people who are, and I say egotistical, the egotistical sleep, the unspiritual, you know what I'm saying? Those who lack that awareness and that awakening, those calcified pineal glands, you know what I'm saying? Walking amongst the people, you know what I'm saying? In essence, the zombies, the sleep people. And matter of fact, as I'm saying this too, I'm not saying this to name call or none of that either, you know what I'm saying? So get out of your ego, because matter of fact, only the ego will feel played about something. God wouldn't feel played about anything. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? The zombies, you know what I'm saying? Like to disguise yourself, like so you could take like the zombie, like some of the zombie flesh or whatever and throw it on yourself, take their clothes, even though it may be nasty and not good for you, the same personification of like how I say, well, whenever I'm eating unhealthy foods, that's what I use as my excuse to like, all right, this is how I'm that's my disguise where I'm bringing myself to a lower vibration, and even though it may this zombie flesh may smell, stink, and this and that, it's helping me stay alive, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're in a zombie apocalypse, the only way to stay alive is to disguise yourself, you know what I'm saying? And in order to, what I'm saying, by disguising yourself, you stop these zombies from, being able to feed on your energy, you know what I'm saying? Because if these zombies don't realize you're around, because, most zombies, they eat you, you know what I'm saying? Eating your energy, same personification. So, you rub that little zombie meat, little zombie flesh all on your body, no matter how disgusting it is. If you got you're looking around like, you gotta walk, you know what I'm saying? Like, in essence, because too, in most cases, this is like, matter of fact, almost because I tell anybody that's from the comic books like X-Men, and these cartoons are personification of our true spiritual powers, personification of ancient scripture, you know what I'm saying, of basically the waking up of the melanated peoples, you know what I'm saying. It's all this based into it. And so like with the alter egos of superheroes, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, that's spiritually, you know what I'm saying, when you're amongst, people that's not, that may not get it like you know what I'm saying, you become a target, you know what I'm saying, like Superman, on a movie, he got more powers than us, what if he decide to turn bad? Let's hold him down and mess over him just in case he decide to turn bad, you know what I'm saying? So to prevent these things from happening, you would create Clark Kent, you know what I'm saying, or rub some zombie meat on you, you know what I'm saying? So those zombies can't attack you and take your energy, you know what I'm saying? So that's why Clark Kent exists, you know what I'm saying? On Dragon Ball Z, that's why disguising your power levels exist. The same, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, just on different levels, you know what I'm saying? Just are different, aspects of it. But disguising your power levels on Dragon Ball Z, what they were doing, not making themselves a target. Because if Goku walking around looking like a human or whatever, like when the bad person comes to the planet, like, I don't know, I thought they had some life force strong, that we could just, get rid of first, like the big boss life force, But it seems like he's not around. I seem like I can't. And all of a sudden, like, what I'm saying, that spiritual power come out of nowhere to fight that evil because, you've been, disguising and hiding, preserving your energy, stopping from having to battle, and deplete your energy for the small stuff, dealing with, what I'm saying, to be prepared for a bigger spiritual battle, you know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why you disguise your power levels, or you have your alter ego, so that you can keep, to sustain and maintain. Because I mean, like I say, once it's pointed out that you may be that high vibrational being, that indigo being, that X-Men, that, that conscious being, that psychic, whatever the case may be, then here come the zombie, coming to eat your energy, you know what I'm saying? And that's why you gotta stay protected. And that's just a broad personification of it, but it's pretty accurate, you know what I'm saying, when you think about it, Well, like I said, you gotta rub, So sometimes you gotta rub yourself with that small talk. With, oh yeah, man, the Super Bowl, that was a good game, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not no fake kind of way. Cause like for me, I could genuinely talk the Super Bowl with you, but the deeper understanding of this is that, this is a matrix, and that, this is not, something that's that serious or something to be worried about. But of course, I could have a genuine conversation about it with you. But, but it is, putting that zombie. You know what I'm saying? You can't detect my power level, so you can't deplete my energy. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period, And matter of fact, what's funny, because I noticed that sometimes I do it so good, some conscious brethren think that, I may come off as a sheeple to a conscious brethren. Not that bad, but where I don't seem like I know as much as I know, you know what I'm saying? Because I keep my power levels down, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to walk around like the ancient flower of life and the self-agio tunes and this and that, and red, yellow, and green stands for this, and Selassie. You know what I'm saying? That ain't, and matter of fact, back to the ego and lip service, that's you trying to have, matter of fact, what they call a spiritual ego, you know what I'm saying? Which I just did a little Instagram post on that, and with the different things of that, reaching for some type of status with it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, man. But it's just, just staying within that, like I say, that foundation of spirit. But basically, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to expose your energy, you know what I'm saying, because you could deplete it, you know what I'm saying. And matter of fact, let's do ego. All right, and basically that's it, you know what I'm saying. Just, you want to hide your energy so it won't be depleted. Because matter of fact, especially for empaths, you know what I'm saying. The empath, man, we, you know what I'm saying, we take upon a lot of energy, you know what I'm saying. So we definitely, you know what I'm saying, gotta watch ourselves, because once we show that we are spiritual, then somebody ready to soak up or take, you know what I'm saying, energy, and that's, that kind of hurts our being a little more than, than the next, in essence. But it all depends on, how much of an empath you are. And there's ways of controlling that too. Because, even as an empath, I've learned that when somebody say certain things or get into like I said, energy sucking mode of talking, oh, this is going wrong, this is going, or just anything of that nature, I instantly bloop. I still listen to them, but I'm like, look, none of all this shit they talking. None of this has to do with you or your chakras. This person is vision. Do not attach yourself to nothing this person is saying. I've learned to say, matter of fact, pointing to empaths, if you come across instantly start talking to yourself in your head like none of this has nothing to do with me. I am not attached to none of this energy. I am perfectly fine. Like I am 100% healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like give your mantras or whatever, and try your best to uplift with your mantras in your head while still listening to them, and try to giving them the undivided attention. But I mean, hey, yeah, you're trying to give undivided attention, but also these people, how can I say, just because they're ignorant to the fact of what an empath is, don't mean you could come and just try to shit load and dump load your negative feelings or those type of things on me just because you don't have an understanding how an empath work, because that's fucked up. Just truthfully speaking, on you can't claim ignorance for being messed up to somebody, even in a case of, like I say, like, well, but like I said, ignorance, you know what I'm saying, the form of ignorance. It's like, nah, you know what I'm saying, you gotta try to know and understand too, on the people outside looking in, you know what I'm saying, or dealing with, people that may be sensitive to energy. You gotta understand that person's sensitivity to energy. But basically though, that's how we gotta create these Clark Kents, you know what I'm saying, these I forgot what's Wolverine. Well, he don't really have no Logan, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But you have these alter egos to hide your gifts, you know what I'm saying. Not necessarily hide your gifts, but keep your power levels disguised so you won't be a target all the time for energy vamps, for psychic attacks, for all these different type of situations. You know what I'm saying. That's why, like I say, it's where comic books and these superhero movies and plots come from, you know what I'm saying? It's basically a awakening of consciousness. How I talked about H.P. Lovecraft, like Cthulhu is the waking up, that monster Cthulhu with the little tentacles or whatever. That's the own God within yourself waking up, but it's personified as a monster to scare you away from it. And matter of fact, mostly all the Disney movies and all that is trying to scare you away from your spirituality and scare you into your humanity. So watch out for all that bull crap. But it's only a chosen few that's meant to make it. So you could look at it however you want. It's up to you. I'm just letting you know what's going on. But peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Watch out, keep them power levels low, you know what I'm saying? The skies, I should say. Peace.